Hi everyone, this is Ramanuj from Lawsico. Thank you for joining me today. Uh, welcome Akash, Naren, Nikita, Pranav, Samriti. Uh, I'm going to quickly pull up the slides for today. Please introduce yourselves quickly. Hi Akash, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Introduce yourselves quickly. Nikita, I see your hands are up. We're just beginning, so give me a moment. Let's start first. And soon we will take your questions. But for the time being, if you have any questions, put them in the chat box. Okay. All right, fantastic. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for making time for this. One second, what is going on? Uh, Right. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Uh, how to choose the right law school for yourself, and what are the important factors, right? And so one thing I say is that law school rankings are for idiots. And now there have been a lot of rankings. First, it started with magazines like India Today and Outlook started ranking law schools, and they were really horrible. And that time, I actually wrote an article called "Law School Rankings Are for Idiots" because those rankings, if you relied on those rankings, okay, it will be a big problem. So it was really funny. So one year they will say, okay, this year the best law school is Amity, but next year the best law school is IP University, some other college, or I don't know, like this year they'll say, okay, this year NLS is rank one, but next year Nalsar is rank one. So if rankings are going to change like this, you are not going to that college for 1 year, right? You are going to be there for a long time. You are going to be there for 5 years, and you'll be an alumnus of that law school forever. So, if you're going to go by rankings that change every year anyway, then what is the use of that? The other thing is that if you look at rankings, there's always a huge score for perception score, right? A big part of it is perception, and perceptions do not really change that fast or that quickly. Okay, like perceptions are more or less permanent, and like unless something really big happens or some really major shift that happens, that remains. Perceptions don't change so much. So are you going to a college for perception? The perception thing works for maybe first 10 colleges, not even first top 10 colleges, maybe top 5, top 3 colleges. And if you're looking at perception beyond that, then you are highly likely to make a lot of mistakes. So that's why I'm not a big fan of law school rankings. Now there are rankings from NIRF, right? NIRF is like the this country loves rankings so much. Government has set up a government organization to do the rankings of national institutes, all the Indian institutes and universities and colleges. They are doing the ranking, but even then, I would say if you just go by ranking, it may not match with your personal requirements. Most of you will have some personal factors, some personal interests, some personal, um, you know, things that if you just go by a ranking and join some college, it won't help. Sure, if you're getting to National Law School Bangalore or NALSA or NLU Jodhpur or NUJS, these are really good colleges. But these are the top four, definitely they're a league apart. Jindal Global Law School is pretty good as well. NLU Delhi is pretty well. So these are like unquestionably good. Even Jindal Global Law School, you need to think, given the huge fee that it charges. So law school rankings are not so useful. You should be looking at a lot of other factors. Even if you get through to some of the top universities, like National Law School Bangalore or NLU Jodhpur or Nalsa, there are choices you are making that you can't change for the next 5 years of your life and then for the rest of your life. So there are things that you need to really think about beyond the rankings. Okay, it's easy to go by rankings because you don't have to know anything. You just say, "Oh, this is the top ranked university. I want to go there." That's not the smartest. So what is the law school ranking all about, right? Uh, Most of the rankings that you see depend on perception score. Then they look at the kind of faculty that is there, the kind of campus facilities that are there, the kind of work the alumni is doing. Is the alumni doing well, and so on. So it looks at different things. Some of the law school rankings are purely paid rankings. If the college is paying the media house well, they get a good rank. It is very unfortunate. If they do a lot of advertising on that magazine, then they get a good rank and so on. So that is why the magazines are so keen on doing these rankings so that they can make money from that, from the institute. So we cannot always trust that. Very important to remember. Okay. Now these are the origins of these ranks. Very important to remember that people who are giving these ranks, do they have some kind of interest in giving these kind of ranks? Do they have some prejudice? Do they have some self-interest? Are they making money from these rankings? You need to think about these things. Okay. So if you look at, National Law School Bangalore, when was set up, or it was a unique institution. Like in the whole country, there was nobody else. So if you speak to people who went to National Law School Bangalore in the 1980s, okay, it was not a very popular institution. Okay, nobody said, "Oh, you are from NLS Bangalore, come join our law firm." It was not like that. It was in the back of the beyond, in a jungle. There was a small 5-acre institute, and only like a few hundred people studying there, uh, 1 dozen or 2 dozen of law teachers. Yes, they had some feeling that we are going to do something great, we are building a great institution, and they worked very hard. They did new things that nobody was doing, for example doing internships and all of these things, where culture was not there, doing so many mooting and inviting famous lawyers to come and teach there. These concepts were not there so much, but they introduced a lot of new ideas, a lot of new concepts, a lot of new practices that really helped them, right, to become good lawyers, and they did well. And over time, people realized, oh, this National Law School Bangalore is very good. And then much later, Nalsar was set up, NUJ's Calcutta was set up. Even then, they were not such sought after institutes. But the first few batches did very well. And because they did so well, then this idea that a national law university is very good, you need to have a national law university in every state. Then after that, people went and opened national law university in every state. And today, in a lot of states, you have more than one national law university. There are like, you know, 2, 3 national law universities in some of the states. And for some time, when a new national university set up, it was given a lot of money, a lot of land. So governments thought that, oh, we are going to set up a very prestigious national law university. But it is not a lot of land, a lot of money that helps you to make a great institution. A lot of copycat institutions opened, and it happened even private institutions. So many private institutions opened up who are charging a lot of fees to the students. But is it necessarily a good institution? Is it actually delivering some results to the people who are going there? Is it actually, why are you going there? I mean, why is the institute so great, or why is it actually able to produce good results if you go there? So not necessarily. A lot of them do not have any original ideas. They cannot. They are just setting up a campus like National Law School Bangalore. They are just calling it a national university. But do they have the same passion? Do they have the same purpose? Do they have the same kind of you know uh, drive that those people once upon a time had? Now, if people are clearing CLAT and joining some national university, they think that they have achieved something in life. The National Law School Bangalore people who joined in the beginning, in the 1980s, even 1990s, they were not thinking like this, that they have achieved something. They were thinking that, okay, I have made this very unusual choice of joining law. in a National Law University, Bangalore, yes, National Law School, Bangalore, or in Nalsa or wherever. But everybody thinks that we are stupid, and we're going to prove them wrong. Even when I went to NUJS in 2006. Okay, my teachers were like, "What is wrong with you? Why aren't you writing joint entrance exam? Go study engineering, be a doctor. You're a good student. Why will you study law?" Because people thought that studying law is like a career suicide for a smart student. Like, I used to do well in college, so school. So they said, "Why are you joining a law school? What is wrong with you? Or why are you joining law school? Law school word was not there in the vocabulary. You are joining law. You must be like really poor student or something." This was the idea. And we were thinking that we'll prove people wrong. We will work hard, we will succeed in life, we will take every opportunity that comes in our way. We didn't think that, oh, I have gotten into NUJS or whatever, and then my life is made. Now I have never have to worry about anything. No. We are working very, very hard every semester, working like mad, working like crazy to get the opportunities. Are there any sensible rankings? I think the NIRF ranking is neutral. It is reliable. At least there is no, kind of uh, vendetta that anybody has or anything, right? So, or they are not making money from these rankings. So it is sensible, honestly. Like, but you have to realize that even then they are taking some factors into account and not taking other factors into account, giving priority to some things and not giving priority to other things, right? So you have to do your own ranking. You have to really figure out which colleges are good for yourself rather than ranking on relying on some ranking or the other. And remember that even recruiters don't look at these rankings, right? It's not like they are looking at every year, oh, this year the ranking of this college failed this much. So we are going to hire five less people from this college. No, it's not working like that, right? So they know that these are the colleges from which we have got good people in the past. So probably in the future also we are likely to get good people from there. So we continue to hire from these institutions. This is how they are thinking, right? So as a law aspirant, also you should think like that. Okay, where is it really good for me? Given all the different factors, is it really really good for me? Or even if it is really highly ranked, maybe it is not good for me. So, for example, I can say that rather than going to National Law School Bangalore, it was good for me to go to NUJS simply because it was my city. I am from Howrah and this was in Calcutta, and I had certain advantages of being in Calcutta and being from the being close to home, right? So my parents could support in certain ways that otherwise wouldn't be possible. I had other friends who are not from college. Now imagine going to when you are like 18, 19-year old and you have never seen anything in life, you've never stayed outside your home, suddenly going to a city where you don't understand the language, where you suddenly have to live away from your entire support system. It is very hard. Many people really struggle with this, right? But if you are in the same city, it might be actually and for me it was a I actually my one of my girlfriends, like I dated her for a long time. She was studying in National Law School Bangalore for the same duration. Okay, and I visited National Law School Bangalore so many times, spent a lot of time on the campus. And what I realized that I am happier at NUJ simply because it is right in Salt Lake, in the middle of the city, have huge access. There are like five different multiplexes if I want to watch a movie. Just giving it an example of how centrally located it is. Compared to that National Law School, Bangalore is in Nagar Vabi. Traveling from there to anywhere close, like to nearest place to watch movies like half an hour away. From my college, I could walk to the. We used to walk to the movie, like it's so close, or really close anyway. And so it's not about watching movies, right? I'm just saying that the advantages of being centrally located can be massive, right? So for example, if I wanted to learn some language, I want to learn French or German or Russian, I could actually go and learn that, like in nearby somewhere. I want to learn karate, so I could go and learn outside because it is centrally located and so many facilities are available. There were people in our colleges who were all the time learning languages like Russian, French. Why they were learning that? Because they wanted to appear for foreign law firm kind of opportunities, getting hired in London law firms, getting hired by United Nations. And for that, they have to learn languages. And they were already in college learning these languages: French, Spanish, Russian, Japanese, Chinese. And it was so cool because it was possible because you are so close to the city, right? If you are in a very far away, Nalsar is like 50 kilometers away from the city. Very hard. Even to go to the civilization, you have to like pay a lot of money to even, if you have to go once in a week also, it is barely possible. So these things matter. So you have to see for you what is personally important. What is your plan? Does the institute fit into your plan? Right? There are other things also. For example, if you are living in a city which is a metro city, you can go and do great internships throughout the year, or you are closer to the recruiter. So Delhi, Bombay has huge advantage. Bangalore has huge advantage. But if you are studying law in Bhubaneswar or Cuttack or like I don't know Jaipur or like even Calcutta to an extent, but Calcutta still has law firms. But there are so many other places. Then you can't really go and work in a law firm, right? Even the people who are in Gandhinagar really don't get to work in a law firm, or people in Bhopal or Raipur or Jabbalpur, right? It's like not possible. It is changing now because of virtual internships. You might be able to do virtual internships, but you have to remember that what are you interested in. So for example, if you want to crack UPSC someday, your plan should be different. If you want to work in a corporate law firm, your plan should be different. If you want to eventually become a judge, your plan probably should be different, right? You have to prioritize different things depending on what your real interest is. So one big factor that you should definitely look at. So up to here, anybody has any questions from all the things I said? I see there are a couple of questions being posted. I'll take those. But in the chat, you want to add anything? Anything guys you want to ask in the chat? You're most welcome. So there's a bunch of questions in the chat. Akash Sharma question: how do you take out time for walking 10,000 steps daily? Today I have done 8,600 steps. So while when I am on calls, like for example, even now I am standing. So if I take some steps, it counts, right? But beyond that, I before I sleep, I'll make sure I go outside and walk a few steps to complete my quota for the day. But during the day, I'm trying to walk around when I'm doing calls, when I'm on meetings. Um, so I'm consciously always walking around, and it's really helpful. You should do it. You will be more energetic and be more fit. Okay, so I have started article writing, as you told. It will help a lot and transform a litigator into an winning alligator. Oh my god! Okay, my mind has started grasping laws better. Good. Keep writing. My college is not participating in NIRF. Could you, as a senior in the profession, tell me what would be the ranking of SLS Noida? No idea, really. Like, no idea. I mean, how I am not in the ranking. How to know which one to choose if we don't know what we want to do later on? Plan. Okay, so you should have some idea. When I was joining uh, law school, I thought that I want to be a diplomat, right? That time, like when I am 17 years old or 18 17 years old, right? 16 17 years old, and I'm thinking that I want to be a diplomat because that sounded like a great idea. But once I joined, within within like a year or two, suddenly this diplomat thing was not inspiring me anymore. Then I wanted to be a corporate lawyer, right? So then I worked hard to be a corporate lawyer, and by the time I actually got a job, okay, as a corporate lawyer. I already have a job in my bag, but that time I am thinking that I want to be an entrepreneur, and it changed. I had some experiences. I met some people. I saw some things, came to know more about myself. Then I changed my mind. So it's not like you will know your plan that 5 years from now what exactly you will be doing. But that's nothing wrong with that. Because I wanted really to be a diplomat, I worked hard and wanted to get into a good law school. That inspired me, right? The thought that I want to be a diplomat. Now, later on, I wanted to be a corporate lawyer. So I worked hard learning stuff about corporate law. I read things, I did internships, I cracked, I got the job, went and worked there for a year, didn't like it. But because I learned all of those things, I could start a company later on where we are teaching how to learn corporate law, how to get a job in a good corporate law firm. Because I have so much idea, because I've gone through that whole thing myself, right? So you may be doing things that you don't really, uh, you don't know for sure, but something fascinates you, something interests you, something seems attractive. Do that, right? Do that for the time being until you find your real thing. And you never know in which direction life will take you. But what is your plan now? So somebody, if you're thinking that I don't have any plan, what seems fascinating now? Does it seem fascinating that you want to be a judge? Does it seem fascinating that you want to be a litigator someday? Does it seem fascinating that you want to work in a law firm? What fascinates you? Does it fascinate you that I want to work in the United Nations or some global organization someday? Someday I want to go and do a master degree abroad and live in the US, live in the UK, or I don't know, like Europe. What inspires you? If something inspires you, something gives you passion, something gives you the fire in the belly to fight, get up and work hard. That is important. So find what gives you that. If nothing gives you anything, then just take something and run with it for the time being until you find something. Okay. So that's important. I've seen so many of my batchmates, friends, there was one friend, I have done a webinar with him on Lawsico, an hour with Lawsico, Abhishek Tripathi, you can go and see. He was somebody always, like when we are together in law coaching, like law entrance coaching together, hadn't got into law school. He's like, I want to work at Amarchand Mangaldas, biggest law firm in India. Okay. And for 5 years in college, he's like, I want to work at Amarchand Mangaldas. And he got a job at Amarchand Mangaldas. And he left it in few months. Within a few months, he left. Within 1 month, 2 months, he was already considering he wants to leave. And after a few 11 months, I think he was there. 10 months, 11 months, he left. Okay. Why is that? Because and he left, and then now he's an IRS officer, income tax, IRS, Indian Revenue Services. So he cracked UPSC and became an IRS officer. So it is not like you don't know, like something you may really want to do and then change your mind when you actually have it, and it's absolutely fine, right? The fact that he has gone to a law school, the fact that he has gone to on the top law firms, he's still, he'll get extra respect in his profession, in his service, because of what he has done before. So nothing wrong with anything. So just the thing is, some people who sit and wait that until when something gives me that direction, then only I'll work. No. You keep running. You will find your direction faster. You keep working in some direction. Sitting, if you are, it's an adventure. You have to get out of the house. You sitting in the house, you say somebody gives me a perfect map, then only I'll go. That's not adventure. It's not going to happen. Okay, so there's a question from Naren. Is there any pump from LLM? From LLP? I don't know what is a pump from LLM? Didn't understand the question. Thanks for the suggestion about walking and standing ideas, sir. I'll start following this and just like your advice on article writing. Sure, it'll help you. Don't worry. If I rephrase my question, what call can a law student do to benefit from a law school located in a metro city? Okay, we'll talk about that. The line of running behind something until you can find something has guided me to the core. Okay, you're most welcome. Great. So now jumping back to the discussion on what are the factors you should really look at before deciding where you want to go. I think the number one factor is how much fee you are paying. Okay, so I studied on education loan because national law universities are not cheap. National law universities are very expensive. So you have to pay the fee. Now, most of the time, if you are somebody like me, then you have to take an education loan. Maybe you are lucky and your parents can pay the money upfront. You don't have to take a loan, which is very good. But now taking a loan has become difficult. You have to provide for collaterals. So your parents may need to have enough property to actually get this loan. Okay. So this is the problem. What if you don't have it? So I would say don't worry about it. Go to a law college that you can afford. In fact, there are some national law universities which charge like 3.5 lakhs per year, 4 lakh per year, 2.5 lakh per year. But it is absolutely, I mean, I don't know, like, I don't think the fee is justified. If you're paying so much money, right, you are paying like 15 lakh, 20 lakh in 5 years, right? I don't know how long it will take you to recover that money, because those national law universities have absolutely no placements. They don't have any kind of, it's not like, there are top five NLUs like NUJS, NALSA, NLS. Okay, there if you go, you will definitely end up getting a good job. Okay, but if you go to like, I mean, bad, some doesn't have a good rank. Even JNLU, NLIU, Bhopal, these are still decent. HNLU is okay. But beyond that, they don't have really any placements. Okay. So if you are spending a lot of money and going there, when are you going to and how are you going to pay this loan back? It can become a nightmare, right? If you have 10 lakh, 15 lakh of loan that you have to pay in the bank, you might be having a EMI that you have to pay per month of 25,000, right? Or you have a EMI of 30,000, 50,000 also sometimes. Where is all this money going to come from, right? Can you actually afford this money? That's very important. Like, can you pay it back in the next 3, 4 years? In my case, I could pay it back in 1 year only, because I had, the fee was not that high back then. Okay. The fee was increased, but then I was able to earn on the side. While I was a law student, I earned and I paid the fee, because my parents did not have property to get all this collateral and increase the loan amount. So I had to figure out how to earn myself and pay for it. But I did had a very small loan and I was able to pay it in 6 months. And I had a very good job. So I was getting a salary of almost 1 lakh per month back in 2012, 2011. And it was, the loan amount was something like 3 lakhs or something. Okay. So I paid it in like very quickly. In 6 months, the money was paid. Now that freed me up. But imagine if I had a 10 lakh loan or 15 lakh loan, I could not pay. I left my job in within 1 year and happily knowing that I have no debt, I have saved some money, I can now go and become an entrepreneur. But if I had a 15 lakh loan to pay, I could not do this. I may have had to work for another 5 years before I could clear that loan and think of doing a startup. So this is a reality that, if you want to, uh, you have to think of the huge loan you are taking on. How long will it take you to pay back that loan? And if you are not going to get a job, if you have to pay 25,000 per month, then you have to get a job that pays you 50,000 per month at least. And then also you'll have a poor quality life, 25,000 going into paying this loan, and the other 25,000 you are using to leave. So it is a very difficult situation. You have to be careful before taking a lot of loan and paying these huge fees. In the US, it has become a big problem. People taking huge loans and not being able to pay back. So, college fee, yes, you need to think about it. That how are you going to pay back these loans, or even if you're going to spend to a 15, 20 lakh of your parents' money, okay, is it worth it? What are you getting at the end? If there is a better way to get it, if you only want is a 50 lakh, 50,000 rupee job or a 1 lakh rupee job, is there a better way to get it? Can you go to a government college instead and save all this money? If you save 20 lakh rupees, it's a lot of money. 20 lakh rupees, even if you invest in a business, you might be able to make a lot of money. Okay, so you have to think about all these things. It's not like, not, don't get carried away that, oh, I got into a famous college, now I'm going to pay 20 lakh rupees fee or 15 lakh rupees fee. Really think, is it worth it? 10 lakh rupees, is it really worth it? Is there a better way to do this? And only you can answer this question, because only you know your financial situation. So, if your Father has lots of money. Then why 20 lakh, pay 30 lakh also? No problem. If you are getting a scholarship, then go ahead, go do it, no problem. But if you are going to pay from your pocket, you really need to think that am I going to get enough return on this investment? Is it actually worth it? Right? Is it actually something that would, if I'm able to pay back the loan or whatever, I'm going to earn it back in the next 1 or 2 or 3 years, then absolutely fine. But when it becomes 5 years, 6 years, I will start to get worried that, is it actually a good idea? Recruitment is very, very important. Okay. If a college has good recruitment, then there is nothing more important than that, because it gives you that financial security. It gives you a place to start from. And you don't have to worry so much about the fee if you have great recruitment in your college. But you have to really be careful that, uh, is the recruitment what they are actually saying? Because if it is not, then it can create a lot of problems. Okay. Okay. You have to really look at the academic culture or the lack of it. So if you're going to a college, you're going to choose a college, you have to see, does this college actually have a good academic culture? I'll give you an example of academic culture. When I was doing my first year internship, okay, I went to Rural Litigation and Entitlement Kendra in Dehradun. Okay. And there were law students, mostly from the first year, from three law schools. One was National Law School, Bangalore, one was NUJS, my own college, the other was HNLU. Okay. And I know I'm stereotyping and I don't want to say anything bad about any institution, but I'll tell you what I experienced. Okay. What I experienced is that the people from NLS Bangalore, they were talking a lot about constitutional law. They were talking a lot about the latest judgment and this and that. Okay, and they were like debating with each other, and other people also were joining in the debate who are not from NLS Bangalore. But they were most of the time. I was there for 1 month in the same residential hostel with all these people, and most of the time they were talking about this. And the group of NUJS people that were there, they were talking a lot about movies, adventure, not just normal, not Bollywood movies. They're talking about like French cinema and like, really cool stuff. And they watched that and they were exchanging that. And then they were talking about, Supreme Court lawyers they have interned with and their fathers know and blah, blah. So pretty interesting discussion, but not that academic discussion that English kids were having. And the HNLU kids were mostly gossiping about who's dating whom and like, what's going on in the campus. This professor is like this and blah, 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 right? So there was a distinct difference in the discussion. And I have experienced this. It's not like in NLS Bangalore, people don't discuss others' dating life. It's not like that. But the percentage of people talking about academic stuff is way higher, right? So in National Law School Bangalore, they have a really cool thing. They have a board. It's called 191A. So there, people go and write essays and post it on the wall. Then somebody replies to that essay with their own essay, and there's a reply to reply, and this goes on. And people stand in the quadrangle in the academic block. They stand there and read this 191A board. Very interesting. Okay, and we don't have that much, but in NUJS had the most interesting parties. Okay, very good debating culture, very lot of quizzing happening, lot of great sports face, so much like a lot of college culture happening, movies. We had even like cinema fests and what, like really cool things happening in college all the time. And even other colleges have something unique about them, but having a good academic culture is a big difference. You have to understand what is the culture of this organization or this institution. A lot of institutions don't even have any culture at all. It's very corporate or very like teacher driven. There is no student participation, or student participation very mechanical. So this culture thing really matters, and especially academic culture, right? What is the environment, what is the academic environment of the institution? It's very unique, and very few or institutions have a good academic environment where people are talking about things, discussing, debating, and like this whole lively academic culture. It's a very special thing, and you can find it in very few institutions. So if you find that, that's a very special thing. Quality of life is important, right? Quality of life, like, see, you are going to live there for 5 years. So even if it is a great institution, but the food is horrible, the hostel is like unhygienic, or they don't clean it properly, or like, there's so many things that happens. Okay? A lot of hostels are not good to live in at all, or their food is just horrible. So you have to be careful about that, because quality of life matters, right? If you are having a good quality of life, fantastic. If it is a terrible quality of life, you really don't want that. So you should actually look at, okay, what will be my quality of life over this place. Sometimes if you have your house, your own home is nearby, you can actually have a superior quality of life simply because you have your family support at hand. Similarly, if you have, like, this is a good location where there's, like, it's in a good city, there's so many other options. You can go out for good food, and there are places which are totally outside the city, and don't have those options. Everything is in the campus only. So you have to be careful that where you are going for that, right? So quality of life you should keep in mind. In 5 years you're going to live there, or 3 years. So is the place you are going to liberal in spirit, because see, your college life, you don't want to be dealing with too many conservative professors making your life difficult all the time. Because college life, to be honest, it's a time to have fun also, right? Apart from building your career, you truly want to build your personality and everything. You don't want to be in a extremely suffocating conservative kind of college campus, right? So do look for that. That, are you going to like, is the college a very suffocating kind of place, very conservative kind of place? Are they going to let you live, or going to bother you all the time? So that's also very important to understand before you choose a college. Okay, remember this, that there are a lot of institutes which are really failed institutes. Okay, they are not, they have been around for a while, and they are really terrible. On the other hand, there are some new institutes which are very good. They have a passion, they have, like, they want to make something happen. Like Jindal Global Law School, like, when it came up, it was new and it was expensive, and people were really not sure, but they had a lot of passion, they had a lot of fire in their belly. They really wanted to make something great. They want to be the greatest institution in India, and it turned out good. I have seen the same kind of passion in some other colleges, like NUJs in the initial days. They were like, we want to be a great college, we want to beat NLS Bangalore, we want to beat everyone. Same, Nalsar wants to beat NLS, right? And NLU Jodhpur wants to beat all these colleges. All these kind, when they had this passion, this new institutes are very they are not going to be the last in the line. They want to get ahead, and that is an amazing thing. And it is there in a lot of private colleges also. I have seen this in some colleges, not famous at all. There's this in Dehradun Law College. I met this college, fantastic, like, so much passion people have. They are really working hard, and they want to get good education. They want to succeed. So there are such institutes, and even if they are new and they are not in the rank anywhere, still better place to go to. Okay, closer to home is important. I have mentioned this a few times already, because it really helps you. Your health wise, your support from your family is a big thing. Emotional, mental health, emotional well-being, everything matters, right? So if you're closer to home, it's good, unless you want to run away from your parents. Like, there are those people also who need to run away from their family. So that's a different case. Uh, Another thing you need to think about, it's very, very important, just like recruitment, right? Is it close to potential recruiters? So, for example, the city where this college is located, are there potential recruiters for you over there? Do you want to work there in the future? So even if you get into some not so famous colleges in Bombay or Delhi or Noida, it may be worth it. Why? Because you can actually, if you're living there, it is possible. If you're living in Noida, you can, there are a lot of corporates in Noida. Maybe you can get out of college and in the evening go and intern somewhere. Possible to do that. If you're living in Delhi, possible maybe to go out and intern. In NLU Delhi, not really, maybe, not so much. But if you are from CLC Delhi, Campus Law Center Delhi, or if you're from any of the other DU law colleges, they are interning around the year and they get good jobs because of that, right? Bombay, GLC, and so many Advani and all these colleges, students are not just attending classes. They are trying to finish their classes in the morning by afternoon, and then they try to go and intern everywhere. Okay, throughout the year, around the year, they're doing internships, articleships, and that helps them. Like they are, being close to potential recruiters is very good. Okay, but what if you're not from Bangalore or Bombay or Delhi or Chennai or Calcutta or Hyderabad? There are other cities also, right? Even there, try to be like close to the high court. Try and go intern throughout the year in high court. Maybe there would be some corporate law firms also if you're interested in corporate law. There would be, if nothing else, there will be startups, there will be other businesses, and you must go and intern there. So the richer the potential recruiter base near your college, the better for you, right? Okay. Will they give you enough time to intern on the site round the year if possible? Now, some of the colleges, I'll be blunt, they are quite stupid. They don't understand that not only they will be able to give you some kind of recruitment support, but they will also not let you go and intern throughout the year. That is just stupid. I have seen such colleges. Okay, they think no, now is your time to study. You just attend classes and give exams, and once in a year for 1 month or 2 months, I will give you break it for internship. Then only you do internship. Rest of the time, we don't want to do internship. Are you crazy? This is like you don't give me good education, I understand, but stopping me from internship, you are like killing me from getting. I could get much better jobs if I intern throughout the year, and you're stopping me from doing that. It's just dumb, right? Even when we were in NUJs, okay, we had one of the best recruitment track record in the whole country. Okay, even then, our student body and our teachers and our vice chancellor always ensured that we have more and more time to intern, and we had like our college used to get over, classes used to get over by 2 o'clock. Why? Because after 2 o'clock, people can go and intern if they want. What a great idea! Can go and attend the court if they want. When I joined NUJS, we used to have Wednesday holiday and Sunday is to be open. Why Sunday classes, full classes on Sunday? Wednesday full holiday. Why? So that Wednesday students will go to the court and observe what is happening, so that we can go and start networking in the courts. How smart, right? This is how Madhav Menon thought or other professors thought that time. But over time, they have changed all that because now NUJS is such a big deal. They don't care. Like, they will get jobs, internships anyway. No need to do all this hard work. But other people should think about it. Other colleges should think about it that we are not able to give very good placement to our students. So we should push them to do these things, right? So this is very important, but a lot of colleges don't allow you. So you should actually ask before joining a college and find out that if I want to intern around the year, will you allow me or will you stop me from doing that? I will go intern after in the evening, after 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, for 4 5 hours every day. I will intern with a somewhere, wherever possible. Whoever, lawyers, chamber, startup, company, whoever will take me, I'll go and do that. But you will not stop me from doing that, right? How much holiday will you give me in a year to go and do full-time internship? That also is important, right? So these things you should be actually checking before you join a college. Do you have the opportunity to pursue other interests and hobbies? So a lot of colleges have very good support in the campus. You can learn languages, you can learn, I don't know, like in sports, you can learn, you have you have to figure out, like, you can pursue hobbies and interests. So if you can do that, it will really help you. So if you have those things in the college, you should take that into consideration. A very, very important thing: does the organization have a good leader? Okay, will he or she be around for long for me to graduate? So for example, some leaders are so extraordinary, some vice chancellors, some directors, they are very good. And usually you're trying to take admission, you request to meet them, you'll be able to meet. Or you can find out their reputation also. You need to see that is this a person who's a leader, just a director or vice chancellor, or somebody who's trying to lead this organization or lead this university into making it a great university. There are some people like that, right? They'll inspire you if you meet them, and those are very good. That's a very good sign. If you find a leader like that in an institution, it should give you the signal that this is probably a very good place. But then the other question is that, are you going to be long? You can ask them on their face. I'm going to be here for 5 years. Are you going to leave in the next 1 or 2 years? Are you going to be here for long? That's a very big important consideration. People don't think that this matters, but it matters a lot. And look out for passion and pride. Is this university proud of itself? Are the students who are there, are they proud of attending this university? Okay, how are they behaving in public? How are they behaving online? Are they defending their college? They are saying no, our college is best. Do they have passion for their college? Do they have pride in their university? That really matters. If they have that, then probably it will be a good place to go to. This is a very good signal if they have passion and pride. Okay, so I'm going to next talk about what are the common mistakes people make. But at this point, would love to know if you have any questions. Okay, which according to you are some good private colleges in Bangalore? I don't want to take any names right now without doing proper research. But yeah, Christ College is decent, I would say. There would be other colleges also. But honestly, it's not the only one. There are other good colleges. You actually apply these criteria and see which one is good. Okay, so what are some of the common mistakes people make? If you have any questions, please ask me. Otherwise, I'll jump into my next slide. Okay, so a lot of people, what they do is that they don't think of anything. They are plainly running behind tags. They're like, एक बड़ा tag मिल जाए, NLU हो जाए, नहीं तो symbiosis हो जाए, नहीं तो मतलब कुछ हो जाए. So Amity, like whatever big university they are trying to chase, this does not help. Okay, so I'll tell you something like symbiosis Pune and symbiosis Noida is not the same, right? So it may be the same, bearing the same name, but the culture, the opportunity would be quite difficult. ICFI, there is a Tripura, there is a ICFI in, I don't know, Hyderabad, so many places, right? It is not necessary that all of them are the same, or ICFI, Dehradun. It's not like that all the colleges are the same, faculty is similar, or the experience is similar, but people run behind tags a lot and they make big mistakes. Okay, so don't run behind tags. You need to actually find the merit of the place. What is the academic culture? What is the faculty like? And so many things, right? Do they allow you to intern? All of the questions are important. Okay, don't fall for a beautiful campus. A lot of people see a beautiful campus. So all these promoters of universities, what they do is that they spend a lot of money building a beautiful campus, and then people come and see, oh, such a beautiful campus. Let me join here. But then you have to see what is the outcome. Like, what are you paying for? Are you just paying for a beautiful campus, or do you want some good outcome also? All these things matter. You don't just look at the campus and fall in love. Then fake recruitment data. Unfortunately, some colleges make claims on recruitment data which is not correct, and it's a big problem. So don't believe in fake recruitment data. Verify from the industry. Ask people that is this correct data? Does it look correct? Is it being reported by Bar and Bench or Legally India? That's important. Okay. Don't think that you can get placed in a decent college unless you go to a famous brand name institution. This is not true, right? So if you think that I won't get placed in a decent job, actually in college, I won't get placed in a decent job unless I go to some brand name institution. This is not true. You can get a very good job even if you don't go to a brand name institution. You have to work on yourself even if you go to a brand name institution, and you'll only get a good job if you work on yourself. And most of the work, 90% of the work or 95% of the work will have to be done by you. Okay, so don't worry so much about the brand name of the institution. It won't make that big a difference after. There are people from my batch who did not get recruitment. They didn't get a job after graduating from university, or were fired from their job immediately after they joined. And they because they did not do anything. There are people who failed and did not graduate only from NUJs, right? From NLS also there was a few. They were graduated. So it's not that going to an institute actually will solve all your problems. You have to work, you have to become a good lawyer. Sure, in a good institute, you'll get a lot of support. More, it will be a little easier. The environment will be supportive. There will be certain, push off from the environment, but it does not mean that it will solve all your problems. You don't have to work at all. So even if you don't go to a brand name institution, sure, you have to work harder. You have to get more help. You have to work. You have to figure out how to do it. But it is not like that you can't do it. You have to realize that the power ultimately is in your hands to make a good career. In law firms, there are so many partners who have come out of colleges you have never heard of. Okay, not even top 20, not even top 100 maybe, right? India has some 1500 law colleges, right? So there are people who are partners in a good law firm and you wouldn't know what college they've come from. You never heard the name of such colleges. There are people who have become senior counsels, senior advocates, high court, supreme court judges also, and you may not have heard where they're from. It does not mean that you have to necessarily rely on a brand name to succeed in your career. Only you will decide whether you'll be a success or a failure through your hard work and vision. Hard work is important, but you need to be guided by the right kind of vision. And if you have the right kind of mindset, right kind of target, right kind of vision, and you put in work to make it happen, then you will succeed. College plays less than 10% role. I would say less than 1% role. 10% is, if you are in NLS Bangalore, maybe 10% role. If you are in some small college in a small place, then not even 1% role. It doesn't matter which college you're from. Everything is under your own effort. Okay. Next, we regularly help students from all kinds of colleges learn practical skills at LawSico, okay, and make them stand out in internships. So if you, for example, you want to get a good job and you learn the practical work, how to do the work, what is the work they do in the law firm, what is the work they do in companies, and you can actually go and show them that you know it. You know it better than somebody who's from NLE. Imagine that will not work against you; it will work in favor of you, right? So if our students make great CVs, build great track record in an area of their choice, so take an area that you really like or something that fascinates you, develop a solid track record in that area, write articles, publish, attend conferences, build network, start writing about it on social media, get noticed for your work in that area, build a great CV, right? So you can really pretty much anything you want to do is open to you. And if you have a plan and work consistently towards it, you can achieve it irrespective of the college you go to, right? So if you want to discuss further about how to take your career to next level, irrespective of college, read this free ebook I wrote for you. I have a book that I've written on how non-NLU students can do 10x better than even toppers at NLU. I'll share that with you. I'll just open it and share the link with you. You guys can download this book and actually go through it free of cost. Okay, Akash has read it. You have a print out of it. That's awesome. So, but the rest of you can definitely go through this, right? And share it on YouTube. Also, a lot of questions on YouTube. Just a moment. Okay, so I have shared the link here on YouTube also. You guys can read. Now, going back to the discussion and the presentation. Okay, so if you want, if you want us to help and you feel that you don't know how to move forward, you can learn practical skills by joining any course from LawSico. This is the company I started when I graduated from NUHS. Actually, I started doing legal education back then, after leaving my job at a law firm uh, back in 2012. But in 2017, I started Law Seco, and it's the most advanced online courses you can find. And we have helped a lot of students get internships with the top. Like as of today, I can tell you, we get our students internships with the top five criminal lawyers in the country, like the best five, like the lawyers in the country have given internships to our law students because our students who are students of other universities, of course, but we have trained them in criminal law and they are now interning with this kind of lawyers. Fantastic top lawyers. I wouldn't take names, but you think of five top lawyers in the country and this top five, they are there. So definitely, let us know if I can help you in any way or we can help you in any way. And we wish you all the best. Now I'll take questions. If you have any questions, happy to answer them. Oh, there are some questions in question answer section. Nikita Pardeshi, is law with psychology possible? Yes, law is all about psychology. Absolutely possible. Okay. Is it good to choose a good private college in Bangalore or opt for NLU in Jodhpur, Gandhinagar if one is based in Bangalore? If you're getting NLU, Jodhpur or Gandhinagar, then go for it. Okay, I will suggest go for it unless you have some very strong reason to stay back in Bangalore. Otherwise, it's okay. Okay, but if you have to write CLAT again or something, don't do that. Like get started in Bangalore itself. And Bangalore has so much opportunities; it is incredible. Okay? In a place like Bangalore, there are so many startups, so many companies. So many law firms. It's a legal market which is booming. Okay, so no question. Like if you are living in Bangalore, it's a huge advantage. Just intern throughout the year, learn the work, learn how to do the work, and nothing can stop you. NLU, non-NLU. But if you have gotten to a place like GNLU or NLU Jodhpur, it's one of the top five. So worth going to. Is there, okay, 3 year LLB after graduation worth it? Yes, it's very good, Nikita. You can do 3 year LLB after graduation. There's no problem. Again, it's not like if you do that, you're a lesser lawyer or you won't get jobs. It's not like that. You get the best jobs even possible, but you have to learn, you have to train yourself, you have to be on the top of the market, and then you'll get anything you want. Pranav Sethi, should we take a drop for getting into NLU? You can take a drop. I had myself taken a drop, by the way, and it is worth taking a drop. But sometimes, if I mean, I back then I thought it is very important to take a drop. Now I think it's not that important. Even without taking a drop, ultimately you have to become a good lawyer. So better to focus on being a very good lawyer rather than trying to get into NLU by hook or crook. My question: what all can a law student do to benefit from a law school located in a metro city? Intern throughout the year, learn foreign languages, have a good life. Akash Sharma, okay, this question is answered. Would it be wise to write CLAT again after taking a passive drop with a private college in a metro city? I don't know. You'll be spending so much money in a in the private college. If money is not very important, then okay. But why not? Instead of you'll work so much to crack CLAT, you'll work so hard. Why not put in that work to becoming a great lawyer? That might be better, right? You have to become a good lawyer in the end, whether you go to NLU or not. Why not work on that direction on becoming a very good lawyer? I think that's a better use of your time. Our top 10 NLU is good. Not all top 10 are good. I mean, good, but they don't have recruitment, right? So top 5, 6 have recruitment. After that, 6, 7, 8 maximum. After that, I wouldn't say. Like, I'm not sure. They don't have recruitment, and it's a big problem. All right. So I think I've answered all the questions. Wow. So it's 10 to, we are on time. Unless, so I'd love to get some feedback from you. Like, what do you think? I let me see some questions, maybe something there. NLU Delhi or NUJS for placement? NUJS has better placement record for the last 3 years, is all I can say. Whether it will remain based after 5 years, hard to say. Uh, NUJS has its problem, but NUJS is a thriving student body, and NLU Delhi is also pretty good. I will say they are pretty neck to neck. I don't see why one will be much worse than the other, and I would say it will be pretty much same for you if you go in one or the other and make such a difference. And all this trend of NLU not that important is getting out of hand and not good for those who have actual talent and crack CLAT. See, it's not just see you have cracked CLAT doesn't mean that you are the only people who have talent. There are other people who also have talent. So don't assume that people who have not cracked CLAT do not have any talent. Okay. So when I gave that entrance, law entrance, I was the topper. But the person who was the last to get in through a waiting list, I was the second topper, and I was the topper who joined our batch, and the other person went to NLS Bangalore. Now, the person who joined was the last to join NUJS through the waiting list. She became the topper, and she was straight topper all the time. All most of the time, she was topping our batch till fifth year. But that does she because I scored more in the entrance stage does it mean that she has less talent? I used to think like this before. I don't think so anymore. Or somebody who has gotten into say NLU Tiruchirappalli or didn't score in the top 5,000. Tomorrow that person might work hard and learn more and put in more internship hours and become really good, and they might beat you for all you know. So don't think that you have the talent and you have proved something. It's too premature to think or so. How do you find an internship during your first year of college? Through websites or like meeting and asking for mailing? Just send mails to the kind of places you want to work in. If you want to work in Law Seco, you can send your mail to internship@lawseco.in. Okay, so that is similarly you can find other organizations where you possibly want to intern. Send your emails. You might have to email a lot of people, but that is how you get internships. All right, so I think I've answered most of the questions. Thank you for your time. Okay, there are some more questions. Is there any discrimination in terms of packages offered at corporates between NLU grads and private students? I think one or two law firms tried doing this. Maybe they are in some places, but this is not common. This is very rare. You can always not join those places. Join the other places where they don't discriminate. It's not real. It's all nonsense. If you just remember that if you're a good lawyer in the end of the day, you will win. You have to just focus on one thing: becoming a good lawyer. That is what matters. Nothing else matters. Okay. SP, if not five NLUs, then which NLU? I don't understand this question. Please explain the question. Name the question. Name the top NLUs. Okay. It's definitely NLS, NALSA. It's easy to say, right? The top five, six would be like NLS, NALSA, NUJS, NLU Delhi, NLU Jodhpur. That's five, right? And I would also say after this comes GNLU, uh, maybe NLIU, Bhopal, NLU, HNLU also, NLU Odisha, and so on, right? Then it becomes hard to say like which one exactly. After that, it's pretty much anybody's guess. Okay. All right. But even then, RML NLU, RML is good. Recruitment record is not good at all. Good good facilities, good faculty, great campus. It's located in Lucknow, so it's like not that great for doing internships or anything else. Uh, so that's the problem, honestly. But it doesn't have a good placement record. RGNLU doesn't have a good placement record. It's in Patiala, it's location problem. So doesn't have a good placement record. Okay, and please name corporates who do discrimination for NLU grads and private students. So one law firm that did it for some time was Luthra and Luthra. they did this. Okay, that I know for sure. There are other also I've heard, but I don't know for sure. So I wouldn't take names. I have to like research before I can be sure. Uh, it is important to take the responsibility of success in our own hands. Absolutely, it is in our own hands. You have to do. Okay. All right. All the best, everyone. Hope you have a NUJ's domicile will not affect its placement, no placements at all. It doesn't matter. Law firms don't care. Trust me. It will all happen through internships. If people perform well in internships, they'll do well. There were people from reserved category in my college who did phenomenally well. They are not. Do you think what? Do you think they are stupid? People who are getting to reserved category? It's absolutely not. If they take the opportunity, they study hard. There's so many of them who are now partners in law firms, senior associates, partner. They're doing really well. Don't think that that people who are coming to reserved category are inferior or something. This is not true. Okay, this is absolutely wrong thinking. You are mistaken. You will be surprised later on. Okay. All right. Great talking to all of you guys. Hope you have a great Tuesday night.